Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. The reason we started from the other position is this one had a very quick countdown and it's straight into battle. You're looking at the ELC EVEN 90. It's the Tier 8 French premium tank destroyer, light tank. And it's being driven by Tactically Moving Downwards. And he's in the 335th clan. Okay, so he's parked himself right in the middle of the lake, right in a bush, beside one of the houses. But the problem here is that he can't really spot to the railway bridge, where there's bound to be a few enemy tanks. He's knocked a tree down. That would normally give away his position, but I don't think he's too worried about that for the moment. I don't think the enemy's really paying attention as to what's actually happening. But he's decided to move up. And he's swapping position, going over to this side now. And from here, he can sit in the bush. And the camo of this little light tank really does come into its own. Well, he is spotting the enemy tanks now. Okay, it's a 90mm main gun, capable of 220 alpha, 175mm pen with standard ammo. And with the premium rounds, APCR goes up to 215mm. It's a very low power 90mm gun, but you can see that it's actually sitting there in that bush, and he's spotting a lot of the enemy, and the enemy are not spotting him. Otherwise known as the Steve 90, because of course it gets used a lot by Steve Worston on his gaming, on his streams. This little tank, it's almost comical in look, but it is very tiny. It's supposed to be an airborne tank. It was only supposed to weigh 8 tons in weight, so it could be airlifted anywhere in the world very quickly and provide support to the troops. That 90mm is a 3-shot autoloader with the commander actually operating the gun as well, or operating the loading rather. The gunner would actually aim the gun, and of course the driver would just drive. So basically a multi-role tank for the commander. But you can see here he's actually managed to squeeze his way up using the bushes and got very close to the enemy. Now this tank really doesn't have any armor, so it's very vulnerable. If it gets hit, it's likely to take damage. 15mm is the strongest armor on the front of the hull or front of the turret, 10mm elsewhere. But you can see he's sneaking up on these enemy. They have no idea that he's here, other than the fact, of course, their 6 senses will be going off, and they'll be wondering why. Now he does have the commander's vision system, as far as I can tell. I thought I saw it right at the start of the game, and that means he's able to see through some bushes when he gets close to them and spot the enemy. In fact, there is no enemy on this corner, but we can see enemy in their own cap area now. So yes, we're getting spotting on them. 380 meters is the normal view range for this little tank. Now the enemy is, at this moment, their 6 senses are going to be going off all over the place near this cap area, and they're going to be very worried, because they know somebody's nearby watching them. And of course, what they're worried about is that there will be some Arty. Oh, he's just spotted a Buffenträger as well. And he spotted more, and he's getting spotting assist. Look at this. Racking it up now. 2,675. He's keeping these guys fully covered. And that's allowing his teammate to do damage. In fact, that guy's double bushed, so he decided to open fire. That can be dangerous, because if there isn't an enemy who's not double bushed, they might actually spot him shooting. But from this position, he can get shots on the enemy without worrying about being spotted himself. So now he's picked up 4,000 spotting assists already. And remember, that means he's getting the XP, half the XP, from every enemy vehicle that gets damaged whilst he's spotting them. And yeah, he's spotting the enemy, and they're running away. They're running away towards the town, actually, because although the enemy has got the town, they're now suffering back at their rear area because, of course, all their guys are getting spotted. Now that was a bit dangerous there because he might get spotted. In fact, he has been spotted. So he has to move. He can't sit here. Otherwise he would die for sure. But all he has to do is move away far enough, go unspotted, and then find another spot to park in. In fact, now he's picked up a whopping 5,000 hit points of spotting assist, and he's getting closer and closer to the enemy cap area. In fact, he's right next door to it. You can see there's one of the enemy Artys there. Can't even see him, as blind as a bat. Conqueror gun carriage takes one round for 189, which is a low roll. Can he get another shot? Well, he could fire through that building. But in fact, I think he's going to just park himself in that little bush there. And no, he's not decided to do that. He's just going to take the guy out. Okay, lets it dial in. One more shot and gets a hit and a high roll this time for 236. In fact, our guys now have control of their cap area. All he has to do now is spot the enemy. He did get spotted by that TVP and he's being fired on, so he's deciding to get the other side of the line. Unfortunately, he just takes a 120mm round from the GeForce 1010. Was that 105mm? I think that may have been a 105mm round. Well, he's certainly being adventurous. Even though his team now have control of their enemy cap area, they're pushing to try and kill all the remaining tanks. And he spotted that TVP, but the TVP can't see him because he's double bushed. So all he has to do is keep these guys lit and let his teammates finish them off. Oh, he's decided to actually take active part in it as well. I don't think he likes that TVP driver. The standard reload for this little tank is 29.37 seconds. You can see here he's got a reload of 27.87. He lost the TVP there for a moment. There are only two up on the enemy at the moment. Oh, there's that GeForce 1010, the one that hit him. Looks like the GeForce did not see him though. Gets another one, and this time it's the T10, and he didn't get spotted, so he's okay. Pops back up again. Seems to be a very good position for him to occupy because he can see the enemy can't see much of him. Oh, he did get spotted. Somebody was close enough to see him. Now the enemy's starting to get close to our cap now, which is a bit of a problem. There's a T95 there. I think some of our guys are firing in his general direction. We've lost sight of him. He's very low on hit points, that T95. Six and a half thousand spotting now. I think he needs to go a bit deeper into the enemy area. Needs to find that T95. Best way to do that, go up on top of this little hill and you'll spot it from a distance. Well, he's found the E4, but he's also found the GeForce, and he doesn't want that fast mover to actually get any damage on him. This little tank will do 70 kilometers an hour when it gets going, but it just takes a little time to actually build up speed. There's the T95, the GeForce's gone. Got a T34 just the other side of that ridge line. We're keeping these guys lit. Yes, that T34 is not a happy bunny. He's just gone down, taken out by a Scorpion back near our cap area. And now we can see the Type 5 Heavy who's down in the dip, but hasn't really been able to get out of it. And he can't see us at the moment because the bushes are in our favour. This thing really can hide behind a twig sometimes. It's just absolutely insane what this thing can hide behind. But he's actually just using a few branches to actually cover himself from that Type 5 Heavy. And he's rapidly reloading. He's probably not going to be able to pen the side of the Type 5, but he might just have a go. That guy's really lost. He doesn't know what he's supposed to be doing. The teammates who are supposed to go with him didn't, and now he's sitting down there all on his own, wondering what to do now. I guess you could say that he managed to advance in the tanks to a level that he's managed to get a very good top tier or tier 10 tank, but he doesn't know what to do with it. Kind of trapped him there. He doesn't need to be trapped. Okay, we're keeping that guy lit, but we just got spotted as well. And, oh, we don't want that. No. We don't want to get holed by a T95. And he just tried to nail us, but he failed. And the Type 5's trying to nail us as well. Well, we are getting spotting. We're up to 8,237 now. And the Type 95, or T95's gone down. And the Type 5 is still behind us, still lost. Yeah, he's still sitting down there wondering, what do I do? Well, two of our guys are moving in. He's gone. He was just killed by the Wizzy 111 GFT. And now there's only 3 enemies left, an E4, a T10 and an AT15. And there's the E4. And I get the feeling that Tactically Moving Downwards, or Tactically as he likes to be known, is interested in some actual damage on the enemy. I leave the E4 because he's fairly heavily armoured. Oh, he almost took off there. In fact, actually he's not. He's decided he wants to go after the E4 because he's got plenty of hit points. Well, he's going to come up behind them. Oh, look at this. He's trolling him. He's literally trolling a D4, and he gets the kill. Or does he? No, he doesn't get the kill, but he got a lot of hit points. And he's now up to 8,300 spotting, and he's in reload. But look at this, he's playing nose to nose with a T10 of all things. Very few hit points left on the T10, but he literally is trolling this guy because he's reloading. Oh, the T10 goes down, but he does take out Tactically just at the last moment. Well, that game was almost comical in the way that he was handling the ELC EVEN 90 right at the end. Because I said, this thing's got no armor, and yet she was literally going toe-to-toe, face-to-face with a T10 heavy. You know, it is ridiculous. But this is what this tank actually allows you to do. Sometimes it gets very, very weird indeed. That was an ace tanker game for Tactically Moving Downwards in the ELC EVEN 90. He got a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, 5 for effect for doing more damage than hit points for his own vehicle, and he got a patrol duty as well because he was one of the only tank, well, the only tank that was spotting at least 6 enemy tanks whilst they were being damaged. So let's have a look at the team score. Well, we can see that he only got 2,171 hit points of damage. The high score was Cranbon with 4,917, followed by the T95 and the enemy team, 3,365, and their T10, third highest damage, 3,206. Tactically Moving Downwards got more damage than, let's have a look. Well, he got more damage than the 4th place player on the enemy team, and there were 2 above him on the enemy team, which means that he actually did get 6th place on damage overall. But when it came to kills, we can see that the high scorer was the T10, got 4 kills. He actually gave that guy that spot by allowing him to kill him at the end. 3 kills went to the Cran Farm, the Contra Caro, and the Centurion. And 2 kills went to the Wizzy 111 GFT, and on the enemy team, their T34. We can see that in this game, he didn't get any kills at all, but he did get a lot of spotting. And look at what that did for him. 1,623 base experience points. He's the highest scorer, the only player to get over 1,000 base, massively over 1,000 base. 903 went to the Cranvarn, 880 went to the Centurion. He fired only 12 rounds in the game, got 11 direct hits on the enemy and 10 penetrations, 2,171 hit points of damage, of which 587 were at more than 300 meters. So he did do some close range damage. In fact, he shot at the E4 right in the rear, got behind him whilst he was distracted and put rounds into him. 2 hits received from the enemy, both penetrations. I did say the armor's diabolical, and the last shell actually killed him. 6 enemy vehicles spotted, 5 enemy vehicles damaged, none killed, but 9,156 hit points of spotting assist from that game. Very, very high indeed, and that's why he's got a very high base. On a premium count, he actually made 293,772 credits profit. Got a 40,000 mission payout out of that one. And so, yes, he did incredibly well. Massive score. 12,419 experience points out of that one as well. Yeah, huge game, massive game, that one. And just goes to show that he knows how to use the skills of this little light tank. And he was very adventurous. He was actually getting involved in the action as well. So that's the end of this battle, but it's not the end of the replays. Look, we've got another one from Tactically in the ELC. So let's have a look and see how we got on in that one. And in this battle, we are on the Eastbourne of Berlin. Game on. Well, very much looks like Tactically Moving Downwards is actually going to take up position somewhere in the field so he can actually spot for his team. Now, he was very passive in the first game until he started racking up huge amounts of hit points in terms of spotting, but in this one, well, let's see if he takes the same approach. Okay, spotted a Shrek and a 122 TM so far. He's kind of half in, half out the bush. Now, the ELC does have great camo, comically small and, well, relatively weak gun elevation, only 13 degrees, so it's very difficult. Sometimes you're on a slope trying to shoot at the enemy and you just don't have enough elevation, and there's no way you can artificially get it even by running up against a rock. It does have good top speed, and it is excellent bait on the enemy, because if they see one of these, they want to do something about it. What it's bad about is the DPM. It's very, very poor, and of course it's got comic gun handling, because it's a low pressure 90mm gun, which means it's not very, very accurate at all. Very difficult to handle. You can see the enemy's made it across the gap already, so all the spotting in the center is really not going to do us any good. Oh, somebody. And you can see the shell velocity is so slow that you do have to lead your target a little, otherwise you're probably not going to get the shot to go in. Well, he's fired 1 round in. Normally in this vehicle you fire 2, then you reload as quickly as possible, otherwise you might find yourself short of a shell. Okay, it's a good job he didn't reload, but that VK, he's only taking critical hits to the tracks at the moment, and the armor on that thing is actually quite strong. Tries to get one in through the turret, fails. Now he's in reload. He was spotted, and he's not moving from his position either. There is an ELC EVEN 90 on the enemy team, but he's to the south of us. Again, I think he's just trying to play it passive to start with. Okay, 3 shells ready to go. Now it looks like the enemy is going to suddenly appear on that corner. And this vehicle is so small, he can barely see above the parapet. Oh yes, gets one into the T-77, another one into the magazine. Tries to go for a third one. Yes, gets it in. So that was good use of that magazine, and he did get a high roll on 2 of them. But yes, unfortunately the Samoa decided to fire one back at us. Yes, didn't like that. We did get spotted. Even though we're so small ourselves, he could easily dial in and get a shot, and he knows he's relatively safe. And we might get a shot through the side of the Chrysler. Well, difficult. No, that ricocheted off the front of the vehicle. He did get one there. He's only got one shot left though. Our guys in the north have actually just basically folded. Not very good. But we're doing well in the south. Thankfully, there's no Arty in this game. But it looks like what he's doing instead, his tactic, is to actually try and be picking off the enemy one by one from distance. Okay, he has got artificial gun depression now, but he's put himself up against the wall. That's fairly dangerous though, because if you do that, you can flip yourself. Okay, we are doing well on this side of the battlefield. In fact, they've managed to thwart the attack on the east side of the map as well now. Oh, watch out for that XM. He did see us. He's ready for us, but he fails. And 2 rounds in. Unfortunately, we're going to take a hit, I think, here. No, he's actually given up. So we managed to escape that one, and we can't wait around because otherwise he would get us when we're reloading. But in fact, actually, it did go down in the end, taken up by our M3Y. Oh, now he's managed to find the issue 14-2, dodges the shot, pumps one in, 2 gets the kill. There's only 2 remaining now, the Udis 03 and that VK that we saw earlier in the game. And the Udis is headed this way. Now you would know where we are. Of course, the Udis, known as the mountain goat for its ability to go into siege mode and also to shoot from very high angles. Oh, manages to weave his way through the parked vehicles. He's doing it basically almost in sniper mode. Hello! And that was the end of the game. King of the Hill. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was a second class tanker for tactically moving downwards in the ELC EVEN 90. He managed to get a fire effect for doing more damage than hit points for his own vehicle, a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team, and on top of that, he got the tank sniper as well for causing the most distance at a distance of 300 meters or more. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game, no, because that actually went to this guy in the Forest Spirit, who's known as Little Bird Vodka. 3,028 hit points of damage went to that guy. Second highest damage, that went to tactically moving. And the third highest damage, well, that actually went to the Shrek on the enemy team who managed, or is that the Shrek? Not sure if that is the Shrek, actually. Oh, it is the Shrek, yes. And he got 2,190 hit points of damage. Anyway, when it came to kills, we can see the high scorer was in fact the M3Y and the Forest Spirit. Both got 3 kills each. 2 kills went to tactically moving and also the Shrek on the enemy team. And the rest of I've got 1 kill or nothing. And when it came to base XP, he's also the one with the highest score because again, he did some spotting. 1,024 went to tactically moving, the only player to get over 1,000 base. 980 went to the BZ176 and 962 went to the Forest Spirit. He fired 16 rounds in this game, got 15 direct hits on the enemy and 12 penetrations. 2,494 hit points of damage, of which 1,296 were at more than 300 meters. Received one hit. It was a penetrating shot. You saw that one went straight through the roof of the turret, and yeah, big hole where the commander I think should be. He also spotted 4 enemy vehicles, damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 2 of them, and did 587 hit points of spotting assist. On a premium count, he actually earned 124,820 credits from that game. And he also took away 3,226 experience points as well. So maybe not quite as huge a total as he managed to get in the first game, of course, the one on Live Oaks, where he got the ace tanker. But nonetheless, it was a very effective proof that the ELC EVEN 90 can be effective in even mode, either actually going active and shooting at the enemy and doing very little spotting, or just passively spotting, sitting in a bush, allowing your teammates to do all the work for you, and you picking up half of their XP as they do it. If you enjoyed both those replays, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.